There's lots of pros and cons to rolling on the new, fresh Wrath of the Lich King servers, and the biggest con of all, and the thing that puts most people off, is the fact that you're going to need to spend a large portion of the pre-patch leveling instead of, dare I say it, having fun. This isn't to say that nobody enjoys leveling, but there is a large amount of you that just don't, and it's you guys that are heavily put off by going on fresh servers because you already have all your characters leveled, all your professions done, and it can just seem both daunting and even potentially a waste of time. A chap called Hoy on my Discord server asked for a video on this topic because, don't tell his mates, but he's trying to use me to sort of twist their arm into going fresh, and I've got to now try and convince them all that it's a good idea. Discord links in the description below if you want to come and join the community. So let's talk about all the reasons why leveling is not that bad. And it's not only not that bad, it's actually a lot easier in the pre-patch onwards in terms of speed, but also can be more fun. The obvious one that everyone's going to tell you is that the XP gets reduced in Outland. Now, Outland can seem extremely slow, as you all know, and the XP reduction that comes in with a pre-patch is a welcome change, but that's not all that's changed with the Outland leveling. There's also numerous quests across Outland that are made quicker and just easier to complete. An example, and probably an example most of you will know and remember, is the Hemit Nezenweri quest in Nagrand. No more running around for an hour grinding 30 of each mob, it goes down to 12. That's quite a substantial drop. If occasionally you hear a little bell going around in the background, that's because I'm looking after my brother's dog, and he don't really like sitting still. So not only do you need less XP, you get the XP you need quicker as well. Outland goes from a long, horrible slog to actually a pretty enjoyable experience. Getting around the world in general speeds everything up as well, because being able to get a mount now at 20, it's a big deal. Not only getting a mount, but also the time it takes to mount being cut in half. So where ordinarily at the moment it takes 3 seconds, it goes down to 1.5 seconds. And I know you're probably sat there like, wow, 1.5 seconds saved. But no, you think about the amount of time you spend mounting up, it all adds up. And not only that, it could be the difference between a patrolling mob getting you in combat or them not. So adding all that time up saved across your journey, it's a decent amount of time. Then getting your epic mount at level 40 and blasting through those last 20 levels before you can actually fly all the way around Outland. That's right, fly at 60. And don't forget, no longer is it a pathetic 60% speed mount that you're flying around on where you might as well use a ground mount. Now it's going 150%. Which actually makes it feel like it's moving at least. Even things as stupid as being able to mount up and ride through water, meaning you don't need to mount, dismount, and mount again when you get to the other side. All time savers. What if you die though? The corpse run back is an absolute nightmare. Nope, even that's sped up in the pre-patch onwards. Now you move an extra 50% faster while dead, or 75% if you're a night elf. And yeah, you're thinking, I still don't want to die, I don't want to do that massive run even if it is a bit quicker. Well, actually, not only are you moving quicker if you die, but there was also over 60 graveyards added across Azeroth. So you'll never be too far away from your rotting corpse anyway. And again, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it does all save time. Unless you're doing hardcore, at some point you probably will die. You'll be focusing on Netflix, you'll be doing something else. Whatever you're doing, there's a chance you'll die. There's even things like an extra Zeppelin route from Thunderbluff to Orgrimmar or vice versa, which all cuts down on that travel time. And one of the biggest things is some of the worst levels for every class is going to be getting out of that starting zone, getting yourself to around level 15, trying to get some greens and bags so you can actually kill anything without being near death on every pull. Well, even that changes. When you go from leveling 1 to 10 in TBC, then do exactly the same quests, exactly the same class and in the same gear during the pre-patch, you'll see just how much less downtime there is. And this is partly because mana and health regen rates are massively accelerated from level 1, and they slowly level out back to their normal rate by level 15. And the icing on the cake is most, if not all, low rank spells for every single class have had a significant mana reduction, so you can keep pumping out those rank 1 fireballs or rank 1 frostbolts without sitting and drinking after every kill. They didn't forget melee classes, so you start with more useful weapons now for most melee. As a rogue, you're going to start with a pair of daggers, just as an example, but it all still just makes those low levels quicker and less painful. Now, time to get to the juicy ones, but the ones that are also fairly obvious. 50% extra XP. So yes, the 50% extra experience coming from Joyous Journeys has to get a mention. All you guys continuing on with your existing characters or starting new alts on your existing server have probably been milking this 50% buff for weeks now. But everyone going fresh is foaming at the mouth, waiting to stack that quest log up in Searing Gorge and watch the XP roll in. I don't need to tell you how impactful the 50% XP is when added on top of everything we've already spoke about, because it's fairly obvious. It may not be the ×5 5 XP or times 7 XP of private servers, but it's still substantial enough to at least make a bit of a difference. Pair this with rested XP, which you know I talk about regularly, and you're going to fly through the levels. And if you wonder what I meant by rested XP, link in the description and the pinned comment. Quickest way to level ever. And also, why just settle for grinding out those quests? Even if you are using rested XP, you just might want to break up the monotony and do something else. But you can't be bothered to sit looking at the new amazing LFG tool. No, honestly, it's really good. So queue up for a battleground. You can literally get XP for running around smashing people in the face. Yeah, it might not be as quick as questing, but it certainly breaks up the grind and makes things a little bit more fun. Getting a bit of honor to spend on gear at max level or working towards achievements, and like I said, just having fun. Well, it'll be fun if you're winning. I wish I could talk about heirlooms and how much of a difference they're going to make, but that's only going to be relevant come Wrath of the Lich King when you're leveling your ults, but they do make a big difference. But we will lose the 50% XP buff, and we're not going to get 50% XP from heirlooms. So actually, leveling during the pre-patch is still going to be quicker than leveling with heirlooms, although your kill times might go up, or down. What way? Down. Your kill times will go down because you'll be using better gear, but at the same time, you're just not going to make up for that, like sort of 30% XP you're going to lose. And leaving the best until last, your class. Every class and spec just feels more powerful in Wrath, with access to certain skills earlier than in TBC, better talents, and just more refined classes in comparison to TBC. Just look at a Rep Paladin, for example. When you get Sealer Command, you'll have some awesome cleave at as low as level 20. Grinding out on mobs while questing slowly just starts to feel less of a chore with every level you gain along the way. And then going into Outlands and by level 60, as a Shaman, you'll have Feral Spirits as enhancement or Thunderstorm as Ellie. As a Druid, you're going to have Starfall or Berserk, a massive Metamorphosis as a demo lock, and the list goes on. And then I don't even need to tell you about the introduction of the DK. On existing servers, just going bang, I'm level 55 as a ridiculously powerful class, and just smashing your way to 70. Or getting boosted. Still a thing. Or even on fresh servers, creating yourself a really super fast leveler like a Hunter or a Mage, and then switching the second you hit 55. The DK will be a super fast leveler and just be ludicrous amounts of fun. Finally, the fastest way of leveling in the pre-patch, the one you've been waiting for, buy a 70 boost. Thank you, good night. If you think I forgot anything that's going to make leveling a bit quicker in the pre-patch, tell me in the comments. Like, subscribe, check out Rested XP in the pinned comment or the description below, and roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes, everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos because you get a nice icon next to your name, and you get access to members-only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.